Sorry to keep you waiting, folks. I am here. Good evening, Patty and Francie. Hi, Francie. And look what we've done already, guys. We've learned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different patterns and a snail, if you did the snail. And we're going to learn 2 more tonight, and we're going to do some coloring and shadowing and stuff like that. And then I think next week we're going to do a review. I think next week we'll do a review and then like a whole new composition of the pieces that we learned. Pay attention, class. There's going to be a test next week. Oh, I get a kick out of me. I think I'm hilarious. I think I'm so funny. Hey, Leslie's here too. Alright, gang. Let's start drawing some stuff. Here is today's project. Let's come in closer though, because it's hard to see drawing from that far away. Let's see if I can get my camera super even. Ooh. Come on. A little bit more. There we go. All right. There is our job for today. So, get out your tile, and we are going to start with pencil today. Today should not be hard at all. I'm glad it looks hard though, because then when we're all done with it, you will be impressed with yourself and you can pretend it was really difficult when you show other people. Oh my gosh, it took us a couple hours to get this one right. Just say that to anybody you show it to. Oh, it took us hours. There were at least 6 of us. We were all working on it, and it took us hours. And then just wipe your brow just ever so slightly. All right, get out your square, get out your pencil, and let's begin. For the first part, let's do what is potentially the harder one. I'm going to draw just a dot in the middle-ish. And I want you to do 3 lines in 3 different directions. And they don't have to be matching at all. Well, okay, so you can see I did a curvy one, and then an S kind of one, and then I don't know what that is, but they don't have to be the same. They don't have to be, mine are fairly evenly spaced. Don't do that. That's totally not necessary. Space them however you want. Shape them however you want. Just 3 lines. And then choose a line to start with. And I'm going to do the curvy one because that's where I started. And I'm going to draw some branches off of this. So this is the center of a leaf, and we need some branches. Think of it as the veining in a leaf, but don't get too fancy. 2 parts is enough. Even 1 part is enough. So just that is plenty. Just that is plenty. Add another branch if you want to. That's plenty of stuff. Just like that. That looks ridiculous, doesn't it? Doesn't look like that can even be a leaf. I swear, I promise, it can be a leaf. And it will be. I promise. Then turn your tile to center vein number 2, whichever one you decide is number 2, and draw some bits and bobs over that one, off of that one, I mean. Try to make some cross. They don't have to. If they don't, it's fine. But you kind of want them to end up close together or slightly crossing. And then turn to branch number 3 and just randomly take some branches off of that one as well. Don't get too fancy, don't get too fussy, because these aren't real leaves, and they're not meant to look like real leaves, and we're not going to try to make them look like real leaves. In fact, in a minute, we're going to get even goofier than these funny veins that I made. So I've gone all the way around, and I am back at leaf number 1. I am going to assume that you guys are now back on leaf number 1 as well. And we're going to start right down at the bottom. Ow! Oh! Hang on. I had to shift a little. Okay. You're going to start right down at the bottom of the leaf. And you're going to squiggle your way around your leaf. And I recommend that you watch me do this the whole way before you start. So I will do one whole leaf, and then I will start my second one where you guys should do your first one, if that makes sense. Watch me do one first. I'm going to kind of curve into this branch, and then I'm just going to squiggle around the branch. And then somewhere where these leaves or these veins come to a point, I'm just going to, leave some space. And then I'm going to vaguely go in, like if I was going into this little V space right here, but I'm not actually going to go in. I'm just going to make a little thing. Yeah, whatever. Then you might want to go way down here. Maybe this leaf goes under itself. So this leaf went under here, and it came out up here. I'll decide later where the top and bottom are. I'll show you what we mean in a bit. But this is what I'm going to do all the way around this leaf. Weird patterns all the way around it. Nothing fancy, nothing that looks like a real leaf. It crossed over itself here. It crossed over its neighboring leaf right here. None of that matters right now. So again, start at the base and do squiggle lines all the way around, vaguely following your vein pattern. And then turn your tile and do the same thing to leaf number 2, and it's okay that you're going to end up with leaves that cross each other. When I go to do this leaf, oops, that one's going to go right off the page. Okay, so I have to stop and look. You might have to do this too. This vein right here goes here, and it goes up here. And I have to make sure that I'm watching where the veins are for this leaf, because it does get a little confusing in there. We'll fix it. Don't worry. Don't worry one bit. Pencils down. Absolutely. Ow. Okay, I'm going to do leaf number 3, and then if you guys want me to, I will start over on the back side of this and do a whole nother leaf to re-demonstrate it. Because this is not hard, but it is hard to see. So I'm going to do this. If you guys want me to do another one from scratch, say so, and I will do it again. Oh, I broke my pencil. Wow, what a mess. That's a big fat mess. If you too have a great big mess, you are doing it right. I haven't heard anything from you guys, so I'm going to assume that you're still drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and do another one just because you're busy drawing. Whoops. Oh, goofy pencil got out of control. That's a wimpy one. That is a wimpy leaf. Hey! Darcy? I'm not sure what you're doing wrong, but make a mess. All right. Back to the start. Okay. So now we're actually going to put our pencils down because we don't need those right now. We need a pen. So grab your pen, whatever variety you have. I'm going to be taking out the kit that I showed you last week because it's sitting here and I might as well open the box. Let's see what size liner we want. Let's use a 4 just because it's not very common and it's probably bored. No, you don't have to make another one. I was just making another one for some time and to, be showing it consistently. All right, Patty, don't worry about it. We're going to fix it right now. If something's wrong, we'll figure it out right this very minute. So what you're going to do now is go back to that center dot and decide which leaf you want to be your top leaf. And I'm just going to pick the one I started with. So my first leaf is going to be my top leaf. If there is anything you want to fix, now is the time to do it. So watch this. I am perfectly fine with my first center line like that, but I don't like this first vein. So I'm going to just give it a little bit of a curve at the bottom and end it with a little flick like that because I like that better. This one, I'm the same thing. I'm going to curve off of the center and then curve off of that vein. But use your pen, whatever kind of pen you've got, to go over the veins completely from your first leaf. Don't skip any bits, but alter things if you wanna. I'm also going to make all of my harsh intersections softer by putting that little curve in that I do almost all the time. Mostly in just the super pointed V's. Okay. Now you can probably guess what you're going to do. If you can't guess what you're going to do, well, I'm here to tell you what you're going to do is use your pen to go completely around your first leaf and do not pay any attention to the leaves that cross it. So if I go here, right now I've crossed over this leaf. It doesn't matter. It's okay. It might get a little confusing which lines are which, so go really slow and make sure you're following the outline of your very first leaf. Whichever leaf you want to be on the top of the leaf pile. In this case, my leaf crossed itself, so I'm going to make this little loop right here, but then I'm going to pick up my pen and come back out the other side. If you have a crossover, that's how you handle one of those, but only if it's a crossover within one leaf. So this goes up here and crosses this lobe of the leaf. Otherwise, no picking up your pen. Okay, unless you need to turn your paper like I just did. Then you can pick up your pen. Once you've done that, go over your outline a few times to make it a little thick. Just kind of go back and forth like I'm doing right now. Go over the curves. What in the world did I just do? Okay. There we go. We will come back and do some fancy stuff to our leaves later, but right now you're just wanting to get this outline and get it a little wide. Not too terribly, but add a little weight to it. Yup, yup, yup. Okay. Okie dokie pokey. Did you follow the wrong lines? Did you go all wonky? I bet we can fix it. Just go back and follow the right lines and make sure you make them thicker. It's still looking like a hot mess, but I think you can see a little bit better what we're doing now that we have one of the leaves in the pile really thick and heavy. I think you can probably figure out what's next too. So Once you get that first leaf done to some degree and standing out a bit because you've thickened the lines up, you're just going to go to the next one and figure it out. I will go backwards from what I did to start with, and I'll go this way. So I'm going to start with the veins again, making minor adjustments where I feel like I want minor adjustments. Also, anywhere I run into a thick black line, I'm going to pick up my pen. So this vein in this second leaf right here goes off this way, but I run into a thick line, so I'm going to stop right there. I am going to curve all those pointy intersections, same as always, because I like to. You can if you like to, and don't have to if you don't want to. I'm also adding little flicks to the end of my veins because I like to. I just like that look. Alright, so I'm going to do, there's the veins. Now I'm going to do the outline, and I'm going to follow the same rule. Anytime I run into a thick black line, I'm going to stop. So if I start at the center vein in the beginning of my second leaf, I stop right there because I ran into a thick black line. Then I pick up my pen and follow, and then where I hit the next black line, I put it down to continue tracing around that leaf. I believe that's the only place this one crosses over anything. So I'm not going to have much more to show. Over here, I'm not running into any thick black lines, just pencil lines, so I can just cross over. Then go around and thicken the lines on your second leaf. Adding curves, designing curves, filling in mistakes, softening bits if you want to. Just whatever. Stop when you get to the thick line. Pick your pen up, follow the line, and then drop it on the other side. There, leaf number 2 is done. Guess what you do when you're done with leaf number 2? You go on to leaf number 3. I bet you knew that. Leaf number 3 obviously has a lot more spaces where it's going under the other leaves, so just be careful where your lines go. Watch carefully what you're doing. Okay. Alright, I'm going to start in the middle at my dot. Make my leaf number 3 veins with my little flick at the end because I like them. Curving my intersections because I like that better as well. You make your leaves the way you want to. I'm going to change this one altogether. I had this vein way down here. I like the idea that it drops down like that better, so I changed it altogether. This one goes behind this leaf. So again, once I get to the thick black line right here, I'm picking up my pen and I stop. And then I follow it, and does it come out the other side? It doesn't, but you know what? It could. Just the tiny little flick bit could. So I'm going to do that. This vein also went off in this direction. Did it come out the other side? No, it didn't, but could it? Sure it could. It could go like that. So to some degree, make it up as you go if you want to, right? Adjust your lines, make them fancy, get them looking the way you want them to. Don't change it drastically because that's just, I mean, then you just start over. Then what's the point, right? But make the tiny adjustments that will make it look better to you. Then I'm going to do the outline again. And same rule, when you get to a dark black line, stop. So right after this little curve right here, I run into a thick black line. I pick it up, I go through that leaf, and then there's this dip in between. That's that third leaf right there. And then it drops behind there again, and it comes out over here. And then it goes back behind again. And it makes a little V back there, but that's right. Then I get to the thick line and I drop my pen again. This part's the easy part because there's nothing interfering. But I'm coming up to a black line again. Pick it up. Follow the pencil line. When I get to the other side, or when I get to the thick black line again, the other side, and yep, I drop my pen again. Thick black line, pick it up. Follow, follow, follow. Thick black line, drop it, and I'm done. Ow! Okay. I am going to thicken all those lines carefully because I almost went and put one inside that leaf. That's what we don't want. But, I mean, if you do it, just fix it somehow. Just make it up as you go. That was a really helpful thing to say, wasn't it? Just fix it somehow. Great doodle teacher I am. Just fix it. Whatever. Oh, right there. All right. Then you're going to just let it sit because it's time to erase. And everybody, make sure that your picture is dry before you erase. I forgot to say that last time, and I led some of you astray. So I'm saying it this time. Make sure you let your picture dry. Make sure your pen is super dry before you erase. How is everyone doing? Are you all caught up? What leaf are you on? Patty, did you make your leaves behave now? This is bad. Do you want to start over? Do you want me to do it again from the beginning, Patty? I will if you want me to. It won't hurt anybody. It will just... Oh, heck no. Heck no, she says. Okay. All right. We will not start again. Oh. Heck no. You can be a potty mouth all you want, lady. Actually, hell isn't that bad. It's just a word. They're all just words. But, you know, use whatever words you want. It's all fine. Okay, so mine is pretty dry. So I'm going to go ahead and erase the lines, and then we'll see what we ended up with. If you ask me, once you get done getting all of the ink lines done, it still looks a big fat mess. It doesn't start looking good until you get the pencil lines all erased. And in a second here, I'm going to do the next step that's going to make all the difference in the world, Patty. This is going to make all the difference in the world. And this is how you can make it all better. So just do the best you can. Get your ink lines down. And the next thing we're going to do will fix everything. I just know it. Okay, that might be a big fat lie, but not intentionally. Okay. First of all, already that looks a ton better. A ton better. Looking at this now, I can see that my lines on my third leaf are not fat enough. So I'm going to go over them a little bit more. You guys make sure that your ink lines are dry and let me know when you get your pencil stuff all erased. Wherever my pen gets away from me, where I make a little like angle I didn't mean to make, or a line I didn't intend, or whatever, that's where I thickened the outline even more. There is no rhyme or reason to where I do it or why, other than I didn't have really good control of my pen, so that's where the line got thicker. Okay. Done, done, done. Everybody's done. Okay, cool. So, either with your pencil, or if you have charcoals, or if you got charcoals, or whatever, grab one. I'm going to grab this charcoal pencil. And if you have one, a brown would be nice, or a black charcoal, or anything darker. If you're using a pencil, do the same thing with the pencil. So take your shading thing and find where there is a space between leaves. So right here, if you have any, right here, I'm going to put a little of this brown color in because that's a space. This space right here is a hole between leaf 1 and leaf 3. I'm going to put some lead in there and in this little divot right here. And then this is too. This right here, turn your picture like I just did. If you can't really tell what's a hole in the center and what isn't, turn your picture and try to figure it out. I think this actually is too, right here. So do that on all these little inside spots. Whoop, I forgot about my hole right here. And then do a little bit on every dip into your leaf. So everywhere there's a bit of a dip in, I'm putting a little bit of shading color. You put your lead here or your charcoal here in all the little divots. Big divot. The big divot can have a little more than the other divots. Oh, right there. Okay, I went all the way around. Now, ow. Now, either with your pencil or your blending stump or whatever you got, start softening the lines of your graphite or charcoal. When I say soften the lines, I mean don't necessarily interrupt the line you started with, but just go on the edge of it and pull away from that. Except, look, see here where my hard brown line doesn't quite meet up with the black line? There, I covered it so you couldn't see, silly girl. So I'm going to fill in that little white spot against the leaf. And then I'm going to come back out here and pull away. This one is joined up with the black line completely, so I'm just going to go on the edge of that brown line and pull away from the leaf. I forgot one right here. Here's one that's completely joined up with the leaf, and I'm just going to pull away. This one has some little white specks I want to fill in, and then I'm going to come to the edge and pull the color away. Graphite, if you're using your pencil, is a little bit more stubborn than charcoal, but you can also, it works. I mean, I showed you before, right, how I did it with my finger even. So it totally works. If you're having trouble, just say so. But if it's being stubborn, you just be more stubborn, because it does work, I swear. When you pull away, I think you can see what I'm doing, but pull your graphite or your charcoal away from the picture, but also you see how I'm going to the sides too. So I'm following the outside of the leaf, but I'm also pulling off in like all the way out. So I am doing some of this straight out, but also following. Do some of both. Like so. And so. I missed a dip. I must repair the dip. Right here. Q-tip totally works. Yep. Is it a Palomino Blackwing? You said blacking, but I think you mean a Blackwing, right? They're like $10 for one single pencil. Palomino has dippity doo da, dippity a. Q-tippity doo da, Q-tippity day. That's. Oh, I missed another spot. Good grief. I was bound and determined that I was going to think of what the pencil was. And late that day, I was like, is it Staedtler? Is she thinking Staedtler? It's not a Staedtler. And then I thought it was a Blackwing. And so I looked it up. And I believe, because they have the chisel eraser that you mentioned, then I read this thing how Palomino Blackwing is still like the best pencil there is, but my favorite pencil, Ticonderoga, is dipping in their quality control, and they're not as high rated as they used to be, but they're still a good economy pencil. I'm like, aw, my favorite pencil has been demoted. Yeah, that's not anything I've ever paid for a pencil, but I'm tempted. So, now I'm going to go, I was just going to continue without saying anything. I forgot what the heck I'm doing here. I'm going to go inside my leaves with a little shading now. So, anytime there's a leaf that is on top of another leaf, I'm going to put a little line of shading on the bottom leaf side. So right here, this lobe of this leaf goes over this leaf. So on the underleaf, I'm going to put a little line, and it goes over here as well. So on the underleaf, I'm going to put a little line. This lobe of this leaf goes over this leaf, and it goes for this whole line, and it goes over here too, right here and right here. This goes over itself. This is the top part, that's the underneath part. On the underneath part, put a little line where they cross. That's it. Now I'm going to shade those. I was obsessed with remembering the pencil situation. It was like a mystery. I was determined to figure out. All right, I think we're done with this. We're done. I'm done. There are my practice leaves. Are you guys done with your practice leaves? Shall we move on? A Sadler from the 1970s. Yeah, I think my Ticonderogas are from the 1980s. I had a lot of them. So, actually, my favorite pencil is from when my favorite pencil was still a top quality pencil. Oh yeah, yours are probably still good too. I mean, I don't know how long they've been falling off of their pencil game, but alrighty. Alright, it's time to move on. But you can see we started out making a ginormous mess, and then erased the pencil lines that improved it, we outlined them first, which improved it, and then erased the pencil lines, which improved it, and then did some shading, which gave it more definition. I don't know what you think, but I'm pretty happy with these wonky leaves right now. So let's start with design number 2. Design number 2 for the night is our flower. You still have a mess? You can stay after class, or we will arrange for some private tutoring, Patty. I bet when we get to the final composition, yours will turn out just fine. That's my bet. You know what? I gotta fix my camera a tiny speck. Don't get seasick. Okay, I'm done adjusting. No, I'm not. Oh, see? Don't get seasick. Okay, better. All right, so design number 2. Here we go. This part, stupid easy. All you gotta do is make sure your pencil has some lead in it. Okay, next, I'm gonna do a giant version of this flower. You can make yours bigger or smaller or whatever you want to do, but I'm doing it just so you can see. It doesn't have to be this big, but you're going to start with a sad face. Aww, I'm so sorry. And then on top of the very center, you know what? I'm going to turn mine upside down. For me, this is easier to do upside down. So just kind of watch what I'm going to do right now and then find whatever's comfortable for you. But I always find it easier if I start on the line and pull toward me. But I'm going to make a seed shape. So it's going to point at the top and at the bottom. Like so. And then I'm going to make 2 more of that seed shape on each side of the first one. So 1, 2, 1, 2. You can see that they do not have to be the same size. Mine don't even kind of match. It's fine. Then, between each one of those seeds, make another seed. Okay, mine are terrible. It's okay. I don't care. I kind of care, but we'll fix it as we go. Between each one of those is going to be another seed. You can see that I'm not necessarily doing that bottom point, right? I'm starting on the sides here. You can do the points like so, if you have space for them. If you don't, it doesn't matter. And then between those 3, you're going to do 2 more. And then on the top, you're going to do 1 more. Mine got all wonky. They're all different sizes. They're all different shapes. Some are close together. Some are far apart. It doesn't matter one bit. So you're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I do a smaller one, I think I'll do a smaller one off to the side. Maybe I'll do a neater job because I'm used to doing them smaller. At least it looks like I'm going to do a neater job. Not too much better, but a little better. Things are not perfect in nature. You have lost contact again? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean, Ms. Leslie. What do you mean? Ow! Ow! Because usually you mean you can't see text, but you definitely sent that message. So, I mean, you can't see chat, but you did send that message. So maybe you mean something different? I don't know. Okay, so step number 2 for this one, start at the edge of your sad face and aura, follow closely along your whole flower. Things are not perfect in nature. Nope, nope, nope. The only reason I point out why mine are so wonky and stuff is because I know darn well that people watching and you folks that are doing it along with me at the same time or later, you get you can get things in your head like, oh, mine doesn't look good enough, or mine isn't straight enough, or mine isn't the right size or shape. Look at the big fat mess I just made. If your big fat mess is different than my big fat mess, don't worry about it. Because Darcy's right, flowers in nature are not perfect. And we are not perfect. And we don't want our flowers perfect. And we can make little improvements along the way. And trust the process. So yeah, all that. You cannot see any text again, but you can hear. Well, we can see you responding, lady. So, you're going to have to bring your tablet over so we can figure out what the heck you're doing. Because I don't know how to tell you without seeing. It might be hilarious. There you go. Actually, Patty, that is a fabulous and completely legit thing to say, because what if it is just funny? This is supposed to be fun. So next thing you do is just under your sad face, draw your stem and aura your stem. However skinny or fat you want your stem to be. And then make your sad face into a seed shape as well, so it meets up with your stem. Like so. Same thing on the great big fat puppy. Needs a bigger, fatter stem. And a nice hefty seed shape to hold him up, which I did not give him. So I'm going to aura my seed shape too. Cause. Now it looks like it's got a weird smile with a big funny nose and a lot of eyes. This could totally be turning into an alien. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, I do, don't I? I do. I will have to figure out how to do that for you. All right. At this point, it's time to get your pen out. So, same thing we always do. Go over your lines, fill in your pen, or make adjustments, little adjustments if you want to / need to. But go over whatever lines you've made with whatever improvements you wish and can sneak in, if any. Whoops. My pen went its own way that time. Not sure what happened there. Sometimes my pen has a mind of its own. Do So at this point, I am going to do something that you do not have to do, because I will give you options later for doing different coloring. But on this smaller one of the things that you can do on these flowers is to color in this whole thing in between your seeds. So at least on my smaller one, I'm going to do that. And on the bigger one, I will show you some other stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay. I got way too quiet there for a long time. And I just went quiet completely again. I'm concentrating, people. What do you want from me? All right. So like that. And now, and just because you already know that I like them very much, I'm going to put my little flick parts on the tops of these. And then because I'm going to get completely carried away, I'm going to do some inside my seeds too. From the top down. You can do them from the bottom up, or you can skip them all together, because you do not have to be so obsessed with the tiny bits that I am, but I get a little obsessed about the tiny bits. There we go. There is my wildflower. And the big one is not going to be colored in, because that would take me an hour or two with the little tiny markers I have right here. And that would be ridiculous. This is also the same as everything else that we've done so far, is that once you get your outlines done, and your ink is dry, or your pen is marker, whatever it is you're using is dry, you can go ahead and erase any pencil guides that you have. So if you are ahead of me right now, because I took the time to color that puppy in, go ahead and make sure yours is dry and get things erased. Whoops. Whoopsies. Darcy, on your quiz about your bunnies, I mean, I picked the same bunny everybody else did, but that little number 4 bunny, I mean, he looks like he's in desperate need of a good home. I'm just saying. You need to take special care of that one. He is the runt of the litter, and he looks a little uncertain about what is happening on the planet. He needs a blankie and some cocoa and some special care. All right. Oh, so I have my outlines done, and I'm going to do my lines a little longer this time and from the bottom up. Again, you don't have to. You can leave your seeds empty if you wish, or you can put lines from the top or the bottom, or just 1 or 3 or 7. Whatever you want. I am going to fill in this bit, but not, maybe not completely. Maybe a little haphazard. Like so. I think that's all I'm gonna do. I think that's it. Ooh. Oh, you should give him a blankie. That is exactly what he needs. You know what else I'm gonna do? I already said I'm not gonna color this one in. I only partly lied. I'm gonna color in just the bottom triangles. This one over here where it doesn't actually make a triangle, I'm just going to fake it. Fake it till you make it. There. He needs a blankie. Oh. Rawr, rawr, grr. Okay. Next thing we're going to do. So if you got color or charcoals or pencils or whatever it is you're doing your shading with, put a line of whatever you're shading with down one side of your stem. I really, really, really need to sharpen these. They are so fat. And then pull your, just put your finger, your Q-tip, your blending stump, whatever you got, just on the edge of that line and pull it a little across. Mine's a big fat mess because look, my blending stump is, I mean, it's full of 50 colors. But just pull it across the stem, like so. Then, if you have pencil, do this with pencil. If you have just black charcoal, do this with your charcoal. If you have colors, pick whatever color you might want this flower to be. I will do it red and put a dot. Okay, wait. I'll show you 2 ways to do this. You can put a dot on the bottom of each petal, seed, right? And then pull that color up. Okay, I might not have put enough on that one. There's so little it won't even move. Hang on a sec. Oh, ouchies, ouchies, ouchies. I'm gonna just do this. There we go. Ow. Well, that didn't work. Gosh darn it. What is the problem here? Okay. So this is one thing you can do, right? Is just put a dot in the bottom of each one and then pull up toward the top of your seeds. But if you have a bigger flower like this one, where the seeds are really big, you can do it a little different so that you can put a line of color on each side of the seed. So now what you're going to do is start on the inside of that and pull the color toward the center. Most of you probably already know what this is doing, but if there's anybody who doesn't know why this is a choice, like how you would make this choice or whatever, if you put your color on the sides and pull it toward the middle, you're accentuating the fatness of your seed because they're sticking out in the middle. That's why they're light. It's lighter in the middle. The sun is getting to the middle of your petals. If you put your dot of color on the bottom and pull your color up, the color gets lighter as it goes to the top of your petals or seeds, and it accentuates that the seeds come out of the flower and hit the light that way. There we go. Boy. Oh, I know why my stuff is such a mess. You know what I didn't do? And I didn't tell you guys to do it either. Guys, I didn't erase my pencil lines. That's why all of my stuff is turning gray and black. Good grief, girl. What are you thinking? Alright, so now I've gotten rid of most of my red too. Good grief, girl. What are you thinking? I forgot to erase my pencil lines. If you too forgot to erase your pencil lines, it is completely your instructor's fault. Or wait, I'm not an instructor. Your show leader. It is entirely my fault. I should be fired. Let me go. Okay, I'm going to do some new dots and try again and make sure that that's what my problem was. But I'm pretty sure that's what my problem was. I was wondering how I can cut this and get it all clean and then it still end up a dirty mess. Oh, look at that. Things work out so much better when you do all the steps. I did tell you what to erase, and then I filled triangles and I forgot to erase my own. Okay, well, now you saw what happens if you don't remember to erase your lines. You go to do your shading, and if you're adding colors, they end up a big fat muddy mess. That's what happens. So I'll do these over again too, because it'll definitely show a difference, but I'm adding too much color anyway. I should be much less heavy-handed, but that is not something I'm known for and good at, is delicacy. It's not a skill I have. So, heavy-handed flowers it is. I'll just do my shading more carefully, so then it still ends up with a middle, even though I put way too much color on. There we go. There we go. Gosh, things are looking so much better. What I don't know is what I want to do this outline of this one with. So I didn't want to go over it with my markers. And I don't want to end up with mud. So I'd have to be careful what color I do. But when you don't fill in black like this, and you could leave it plain, you could totally leave it open and white and just an aura if you wanted to. I want to do mine a different color. The contrasting color would be green, and if I used green and got into the red, I'd end up with a big fat muddy mess. So I think I won't do that. But what might be good is a yellow or an orange, so I stay in the warm category. If I stay in the warm category, I won't end up with such a muddy mess. So I think I'll pull out orange. Orange! Oh, yeah, Inktense isn't going to shade, is it? Aw. Oh, Darcy, those are cute. I like your leaves better than mine. Oh. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Boy, yeah. Oh, don't move, lady. All right, so for this, I'm going to, this is for anybody watching who is blending, or Leslie or Lisa, if you're blending, but apparently Patty and Darcy are not blending because they're using a whole different kind of thing. So if you're doing something that can blend, put your pencil or your charcoal color or black or white or whatever down in all the bottoms of the surrounding stuff, right? Oh, you guys, for Patty and Darcy, because you're using Inktense and alcohol markers, have you ever used the what are they called? The Noir 3-layer markers. I could never, ever, ever get them to work. I fought with them forever, and then I gave my set to a friend because I thought maybe she could figure them out. But Spectrum Noir, that's what I'm thinking of. Do you guys ever use those? Because those you could shade in this kind of art, right? But I could never get it to work. Alright, so if you are doing a shading kind of thing, you're going to pull your color, you're going to put your color into the deepest parts of the V's everywhere they are in this surrounding area, and then just pull up and out from those little crevices that you put your color in. Like so. Okie dokie pokies. You have no noir anything? I had one set of Spectrum Noir markers. I think it was 6 colors, and each one of them has 3, I believe 3 shades of each color. And holy buckets, I am just terrible at that. Just awful. I never did get the hang of it. If Cassie ever gives my markers back, or lets me know how to actually use them, maybe I'll try again someday, but they were very frustrating. Oh, no, Patty, I like that you guys are using different stuff, so I'm glad you grabbed whatever you have, because we should all share ideas, right? Like, how's it going? What are you using? What are you doing? Okay, so let's start our finished product for today. Our finished product for today is the same as other ones, right? Combining the 2 designs we learned. Ow. But what I want to do... Okay, let me show you. Let me show you what I did. So when I made this, I did it this way. And I did it the same way we did our lesson, right? The flowers are on stems going up, and the leaves are behind the stems, like so. So on the stems going up, and the leaves behind them. I want to change this up for my version of the final product. And what I want to do is draw the circles for my framing. And I'm going to I'm going to make a big fat mess, apparently. All right, there we go. Whatever. There's my frame. Oh, goodness, I'm having trouble today. Guys, I'm having trouble. I'm on the struggle bus. Oh. Ooh. I will have to see your new markers. I don't have Inktense or Faber-Castell markers. I don't have anything like that. I like my watercolor pencils. But I think mine are Derwent, which is also a good brand, so I think that's fine for me. Okay, so what I was trying to say is this. I want to pretend that my plant goes this way instead. So I want to create a branch coming in from the side and have the leaves and the flowers drop off from that. So I think I'm going to take I don't think I am. I'm going to take my pencil and make sort of a sketch of what would be a branch going all the way in the picture and out of the picture. And then maybe it goes off like that? Question mark? No. Remember, I said there is no erasing. But I am doing something completely new, and that's not the concept I want. I think I want like that, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm making it up as I go. Inktense is Derwent too. Oh, all right. Well, Patty, I'll meet at Darcy's house. We're going to go get marker lessons. All right, so you guys do whatever you want to do because I am just making this up as I go. Don't copy me. I don't recommend it at all. But one end of my branch is going to be inside the frame and one is going to come outside the frame. And I think it's going to be inside the frame at this end. So actually this will end up getting erased. I'll just do it now because I've made that decision. I'm going to make my branch fatter at this end and it's going to taper to where it goes out of the picture like so. And then this branch that comes down off of the bigger branch is also going to taper. And I'll taper that one to a point. So now I have this branch and this branch and one hangy down branch. Can you even see that? It looks a little glary. There's what I've done. It's not a great sketch. It's nothing that will be permanent. All of this will come up at some time or another, but now I have a guide. And then I'm going to have my flowers, or these berries, or maybe there's some kind of strange pine cone, are going to hang down and droop off of my branches. And I want the stems for them to kind of curl up and over. So I'm going to make them have a certain thickness and then come to a point also. Up and over. Up and, well, kind of to a point. Over. And I suppose I need one that goes here-ish. And then I guess I'm going to have 3 of these pine cone petal flower things. And then they need their sad face. I don't want these two to be so even because I don't like even, so I'm going to lengthen that one a bit. And then I'm going to start putting my seeds on. This one is supposed to be little and I made it a little big for it to be little. So the point of all this is to decide where you want your flowers to be, how you want them to orient, and then just start putting them in. You can just put in regular straight stems from the bottom up like we did earlier. You can curve yours around like this. You can have them coming in from all sides. Whatever you do, right? Doesn't matter. It's Put your own spin on it. This one is apparently very heavy because it's long and skinny one. Maybe this one is ready to fall off the tree and the animals are going to eat this one. This one is just all wonky. I'm not sure what happened to this one. Bit of an overachiever on this tree. Or actually, I think that one's the overachiever because that is technically the youngest and should be the smallest, but it is quite exuberant. Once I have my flowers kind of in place with my pencil, I'm going to get rid of my marker and move on to, or get rid of my pencil and move on to my marker, because before I decide where my leaves are going to be and start placing those, I want all of the base pieces of my flowers to be in place and markerized. So I will do my aura-ing after I get this base part done, but I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to markerize. I wasn't sure how my stems were going to attach to the tree either, but I just decided right now that they're going to attach with this little circle thingy. I've never seen a tree like that, but I just invented one. And then maybe this stem goes behind the branch. So maybe it starts with an oval thingy too. But maybe then it goes behind the branch. So maybe it's going to stop right there. I gotta know right now, before we go any further, what branches. I cannot continue that because I'm trying to think. Anywho, maybe it goes behind the big branch, but in front of the smaller branch. And I will make a song up about it later. I don't like that. That's not very good. I will change it later. This one, pretty sure goes in front of the branch, because I can't be bothered to change it. That's why. Okay, what are we doing? You're frozen in fear. Now you have a mess. I can't do this dang leaf. Oh my goodness. Guys. Draw a flower. Lisa, draw a flower. Draw a flower. Oh, ouchies, ouchies, ouchies. All right. Leslie, how are you doing? I know you can't see chat. There's actually not a lot of chat going on. We're very busy trying to, get our flowers to behave. So you're not missing much, but you haven't told us how you're doing at art. Okay. All right. There we go. Now I've put funny curves in mine that weren't there before. Apparently, I just wanted curves now. I have started! Yay! Awesome. Good job. All right. I believe, and I'll think about it for a second here before I confirm it, but I believe once I have the aura and the branch drawn in, then I can go ahead and go back and start the leaf stuff. So I am going to go ahead and start my auras just like this. Oh, good grief. I got a little carried away. You usually want your auras to be a little closer than that. Mine got a little out of whack. Carried away. But it's all right. I heard a beep. That means someone has sent me a something, and I must go peek. I must peek. Still beginner level, but following along. Good, good, good. Miss Leslie has told me she's going to show me all of her drawings, and they're very childlike. I don't know if I believe that or not, but we'll see, and I'll get back to you. As soon as I've seen hers, I will share with the class. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Let's see. Where am I? I forgot what I'm doing. Ow! Don't do that. Don't do that. Is this right? Am I doing this right? I am. Okay. Kind of forgot what I was doing here for a minute or 5. going to pencil some leaves in now. So I think I am correct in saying that once you have your stems and your flowers down with ink, you can go ahead and pencil the flowers in. And I think that you're going to be good then when you erase. That's really all you need. Just the basics of where your flowers are going to be. So when I'm thinking about the flowers now, I'm going to make a big fat mess of this whole thing, right? Because I want some of the leaves to go over, see? I want some of the leaves to go over some parts of the flowers, but I've already markered them. So I can't. Now my leaves are going to all be behind. Since when? Who has ever heard of a tree where all the leaves are behind everything else? Ugh. Okay. In any case, this isn't real life. This is pretend. So I think I'm going to what am I going to do? I'm going to have a leaf that comes behind like that. It's a really big one. And then I'll have another one that is you know what? I'm going to do a pair of leaves that are little off of this smaller branch. So I'll have one go off this way. And I'll have its partner in life go down a little farther, like so. Okay. And then behind them, I think I will have another very large leaf that comes from off the picture. So I'll start the line at the line of the frame. And I'll go all the way down to the bottom. This is a very big leaf. It's very, very big. Okay. Same situation that we did with the other ones, and I did make mine extremely complicated, I think, so I'm hoping to not get lost in all my lines. I don't know about you, but I'm having a hard time seeing what in the world I did. But it's the same thing. Decide which leaf you want on top and which one you want on the bottom, right? So I'm going to start with the tiniest leaf because I want that one on the top, at least of the leaves, because it can't go on the top of the flowers because I inked all my lines in before I knew what I wanted to do. Blarg. I thought there was no whining on Wine With Me Wednesday. Okay, just a little bit of whining. I won't whine anymore, I promise. Same thing. I want this one to be the top leaf of all the leaves. So I'm going to ink its stuff first. It's going to be a little tricky going around this flower. Flower. Pretty flower. I can't tell what I'm doing. pretty sure that's it right there. It is now in any case. Flower was my favorite character in Bambi. He can call me Flower if he wants to. Okay, so then my second, if that's my first leaf, right? Then my second leaf has to be its buddy. And differentiating its buddy from the giant leaf underneath both of them is where I think I'm going to stumble. Yep. I can't tell where it goes. I think this is it right here. And I think that's all there is to it, too. Isn't it just that plus this plus that? I mean, all the rest of it is going to go behind the flower and the other leaf. So I think that's it. I am confused by my own picture. You've never seen Bambi? It is definitely a newfangled kind of tree. I can honestly say I have never seen this kind of tree before, ever. I want my first leaf to be the next leaf down. In the mix. And I'm going to add a couple of little branches, or veins, I mean, like so. Just because I wanted to. It must have some kind of vein back here. I guess I'll just make it up. I mean, that is what we're doing anyway, right? Just making it up. And then it's going to go back there somehow. And it's going to come down here somehow. And it's going to go up there and here and join up there. Sure. Why not? So far, you guys have been outrageously kind, saying that I'm good at teaching this stuff and you're having fun. I have a feeling after tonight, you might want to flip me the bird and say, no more, lady. Because I seem to have gone off on a couple of tangents. On a couple of tangents, and I promised this wouldn't be too hard, and you said it looked hard, and I said no, it won't be, and then I have made it way more difficult than it needs to be. I would fire me if I were you. But I will be back next week. Let's do it again. That's true. Darcy, that's good advice. Bambi is, no, Bambi's a terrible movie. Terrible. Just awful. It's not worth seeing. All right, where is my final leaf? This is the farthest one back. So it's behind everything. So I have to be very careful that I am tucking it behind everything. Okay. There's not much of it to draw. Oh, wow. I don't know what the heck. Okay, so it starts way back here. It's going to go under there, behind there. It's going to come out here and here and ay. It's going to do something wonky like that. And then it's going to wait a minute, I lost it. Where did it go? Oh, okay, then it's gonna go like that and like that. And like that. Whee! Yikes. Yikes, man. That was a rough one. I'm going to make those lines darker, and then I'm going to do my frame, and then I'm going to erase a bunch of stuff and see where we're getting at. Okay. Wow. Wow, I made a convoluted mess. Guys, I don't even know. I'm sorry. I apologize. I got a little carried away with myself, I think. Okay. Circle there. Circle there. Circle there. All right, ready? I'm gonna erase lines. Yikes. Whew. I'm not sure, I don't know. I'm not sure Dumbo's worth watching anyway. It ends up cool, right? But Those people are rotten. What was your favorite movie as a kid, people? Oh, you know what? We forgot to do gratitude, too. I was going to do gratitude in your hometown. Whatever you consider your hometown. So where you live now or where you lived most of your life or whatever. For me, those are both the same. And what I am grateful for in this silly little town is that it is a tiny little town, but it is right close to everything. I like its geographic location. That's not very exciting, but it is handy as heck. Beauty and the Beast. And Summer Magic. What the heck is Summer Magic? Do tell. I've never heard of it. I don't know what that might be. Alright, what do I want to do next? I think I'm going to color in all of my backgrounds with my, maybe I'll change it up. Maybe I'll find a sepia marker. Should we find one of my other markers and color in around the seeds with one of these thingies? Like a small brush maybe to make it not take 3 hours. Summer Magic. Is that about like 3 little girls who actually discover they are magical? Or they can do magic or something? Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie, but... Do 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 do. I don't know if I had a favorite movie as a kid. Not that I can recall. I don't remember when I saw Bambi as a movie, but I had it on a record, and I played it on a record player. Cinderella, too. Cinderella, Cinderella. I don't remember seeing Snow White, but I do remember the songs. So, but I don't remember having that one on record either. Okay. There we go. Now I've gone very pinecone-y. I have a very strange tree with seedy pinecone thingies. Sorry, seedy pinecone flower thingies. that apparently the local animals can eat. Ah, I'm making a mess out of this one. Okay. Yep, I made a mess out of that one, all right. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. All right. Were you really? Oh, I remember the Chippendale movies. I used to love Burl Ives everything. Do you guys remember the Christmas show? When he was the storyteller in Rudolph, right? Burl Ives. Oh. I must be getting really tired because I am starting to make more mistakes than I'm going to be able to fix. I know, there's no mistakes. All just happy accidents. You make do. You change your image. Change your design. It's all fine. I'm just saying, I'm losing my composure here. That's what I'm saying. Who else? So Burl Ives was the Rudolph guy. Jimmy Durante, right? Jimmy Durante was the storyteller on Frosty the Snowman. Gosh, I couldn't find that for nothing. Oh, and you know what? So I don't remember which show specifically, but when I was a kid, I liked Laurel and Hardy shows, movies, and Jerry Lewis movies. Miracle on 34th Street. That's a fun one. You should watch it. It's good. There's something to be said for not being close to anything. Oh, being close to the thrift stores is always a good thing. Good, good, good. Oh. So I don't know when it was, Halloween or Thanksgiving or whatever, but it was always the start of the holiday shows. And I just loved when The Wizard of Oz came out. So I finally broke down and rented it and watched it a couple weeks ago. Because I've been wanting to watch The Wizard of Oz for the longest time. And it just keeps not coming out. So I finally watched it. All right, so I've decided that my flowers are going to be purple. So I'm going to do little purple lines coming down from the tops of my seeds. And I'm going to do little purple peaks on the outside of my little whatever this plant is. Whoops. Got carried away on that one. So when I put the color in this, you know what? I don't even know if I have purple charcoal. Is that a thing? I probably should have looked first. If it's not, I'll just pick a different color. But the deepest color of these is the brown, and then the next is the purple. And then I'll put the lightest color over the top. Which is the opposite of almost everything else we do. Start with the lightest color. Nope, I'm starting with the darkest color. Do I have a purple pencil? Charcoal. I do! Hey! Look at that! Purple charcoal. Who knew? Okay, so I put the lines from the top down, and I'm going to do the charcoal from the bottom up. So I'm just going to put those dots again. Just the dots. The flying monkeys were a bit scary, weren't they? I hated when she flew around and she said, "Surrender, Dorothy." That was terrible. Terrifying, man. Terrifying. I really just like to sing the songs. I think that's what I like most about a lot of the children's shows. All of the movies, all of the Disney ones, Wizard of Oz, the whole thing. I just like the songs. I want to sing. I just want to sing. There is my invention of the day. Weird purple pods that hang from trees. So I'm going to just pull out a few more pencils because what time is it? Yeah, we got to be done pretty soon. So I'm going to throw some ideas down on this before we close up. So we can kind of see where I'm going with this in case you guys want some more ideas. So I have 2 greens, 2 browns, and a blue in the charcoal department. And I have a sharpener that doesn't work all that great on charcoal, so I'm not going to push it, but I am going to try a little bit. There we go. I'll just go with whatever that is. So on this tree branch that goes under the other one, I'm going to use the dark brown because that just makes sense. For the other branch, I'm going to use dark brown under the stems of the pod thingies. And I think on the bottom edge. And then I'm going to put the dark or the light brown on the top edge. And then blend those together. So down with the light brown. So I decided to fill in all the holes that I left because I'm not a good charcoaler. I'm not a very good charcoaler. Okay. There we go. And then the underneath one doesn't have a whole lot of shading in it. So then the green. I think I'm just going to do a solid line with this lighter green on all the stems and just shade them however they shade because they're so skinny. I'm going to get some variants, right? So it's okay if it's not, you know, artistically correct. we don't have to be all fancy like that. Oh yeah. Yep. Gotta be done soon. Gotta be done soon. Okay, I was hoping I could get it all the way done, but I'm not going to be able to. So I'm going to take the darker green and follow all of the veins in all of the leaves. Also, like last time, I put shading wherever a leaf covered a part of another leaf. I put a line on the underleaf. So I'm going to do that with the dark green. Which apparently is all the way around this one. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Lots of that leaf is covered. Okay, I'll follow this line. And there's some under stuff going on here too. Right there. And right there. And there and there. I think that's it. Then I want to put some light green around the outside of all the leaves. The outside edge. If I can figure out where they all are. I can't. I still can't figure out what the heck's going on in there with the leaves. I think this is the over and that is the under. We'll see when I shade. That'll be the deciding factor. I'll let the plant figure it out for itself. Let's get all that color off. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the lighter green and just start pulling into the leaf. Pull in. Same thing I was doing before. Fill in by going side to side where your line maybe isn't as solid as you want it to be. I know I like mine pretty solid against the outlines. But charcoal doesn't always do that, so side to side to fill that in, and then pull whatever direction you want the shading to go. And I want mine to go into the leaves. What the heck is that? I just made a mistake. Yep. Well, I did say I was going to let these leaves decide for themselves what their shape is, and I think I just did. I'll figure it out when I get back that direction. Okay, so did I do all the light green? I think I did, but you know what? I see where I've missed a bunch. So I forgot that this is a whole different leaf. Okay, so let me finish up that one. That looks better. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the dark greens. So if I'm doing the dark greens on the lines, that's pretty self-explanatory, right? I'm just softening the lines. I don't want to spread too far away from them, but I don't like them so harsh. So I'm using this to blend the curves and the sides and to soften the greens in the veins. And if I am working on the shadow bits, then I pull more into the leaf. color. Maybe I will get this whole thing done tonight. I'm not sure. But last color I'm going to do is inside my frame. I'm going to do a line of blue in case you didn't notice. Actually, I think that can go over the stem. Why not? Okay, I'm going to clean this again, and since I, again, forgot to bring my stuff to properly clean it, I'm just going to chop it to bits with the scissors. It's as good as any method, really. Except it's not good for my scissors, but my sharp scissors is kind of garbage anyway. So I don't feel too bad. Same thing here. Sideways to fill in, and then on the edge of that line, I'm just going to pull into the picture. No different than anywhere else I did it. There are certainly a billion other techniques for doing this, and people who know how to do it much better than I do as well. So, and you guys are doing a lot of your own techniques also, so if what I'm saying doesn't apply to you, cool, right? But if you are interested in learning charcoal and charcoal shading, then certainly start here, but go find people who know more what they're doing, more than I do. We're just dabbling and doodling here. We're just dabbling and doodling. I think I'm gonna, yep, see, I am gonna. I thought I was, and then look, I really was. Gonna put a couple of dots of the blue on the insides as well. Everywhere there's a dent, I think, just like the other shading. Everywhere there's a dent. I just broke my own rule. It's okay. You can break your own rules. There we go. Nope. Right there. That's actually one of the fun things about this is if you are following along but not in chat, or if you're watching this at a later time, you'll see that we are choosing different ways to do this and different things to do it with. And I just said something that's very important for people to remember, is that these are my rules and you should feel free to make up your own rules, because that's kind of the fun thing about doodling in general, but Zentangle also, is that it's kind of your own style. It's kind of your own twist on things. It's kind of, it's a very much a you do you kind of art, doodling. It's supposed to be calming. It's supposed to be expressive. There is no such thing as perfection. And you shouldn't even try, because that just takes the fun out of it. I thought I was going to have to quit before I'm done, but I think I'm almost done with this, guys. How are you guys all doing? I do believe I'm almost done. So, oh, goodness sakes. Goodness sakes, man. I think I'm going to take a metallic marker now. Because why not? I have a ton of other things going on in here. Why not metallic marker too? And I will improve those corner anchors. And then find my fattest black marker, line marker. Where is it? There you are. As soon as I'm done doing this, I will look up and see what you guys had to say about how you are doing and how things went tonight. And how you're feeling about review test next weekend. Or I mean next Wednesday. Weekend? Okay, it's not really a test. But review week is next week. Okay. I'm just going to add some little flourishy thingies like this. Because why not? Oh, and my biggest marker is croaking. No! Alright. That's what you get for being the most popular marker in the bin. You run out of ink. Here, wait. I'll try the chisel one. And I'll go over them again. There we go. All right, and you're supposed to sign everything, and I am S-A-M-D. Sam D. I'm the great Sam D. There's my picture for the day. What do you think? Ta-da! Oh, let's see how you guys are doing and what you have to say about your day. Actually, let's see if we can get a white dot of any kind to work, because here, no, jelly roll, not gonna work, is it? No. I didn't get to buy those marker or those gel pens you talked about, Darcy, because my Walmart was all sold out, and I could order them from Amazon, but they were twice the price. So I have to wait. I have this really thin acrylic marker though, but it's usually too fat for nice dots. But let's just try it, because I think we need a dot in each one of these. There. Alright, now how did you guys do? Because why not? Absolutely. Oh, there's Casey. Good evening, Casey. And yes, it is Yellow Submarine. I'm not really sure why, but lots and lots of times when I am having a quiet moment and no words to say, I sing Yellow Submarine. How are you this evening, Casey? Joanne. Oh, there's a Joanne Weber. Hello. Oh, there's people going on. I didn't see the peeps. Hi, peeps. Oh, I am so sorry. I was really, really engrossed in getting today's picture done. So, hello, Joanne. Hello, Casey. Hello, anyone else that popped in that I did not see right away. I bet you are tired. You've been up since early. We were hanging out this morning, and I bet you worked all day. Yes, Darcy, that's exactly what I thought we would do. Okay, hang on. Hang on a sec. I'm going to push some stuff aside. Oi. Ow, ow, ow. All right, let me get stuff at least sort of in the right department over here. No. Yep. Okay, so here's the ones we learned today, right? Whoops. Okay. Back up the truck, man. Back up the truck. And I can't see what I'm doing because my microphone's in the way. There we go. There's what we did today, right? And that, and that, and that, and that are what we learned last week. And this is what we did the first week. Yeah, we had 3 flowers the first week because I was a little overambitious. So what I thought we would do next week is review some of the techniques that created these pieces that we learned and did. And then do a little bit of how do you do? Because, you know, that's what we do. How do you do? Oh, me? Oh, try to ignore me. Gosh, I am in stupid amounts of pain today, aren't I? I can't help but have it come out of my face when I move the wrong way. But try to ignore it. I apologize. Seriously. Oh, you know, yeah, you know how it goes. Anywho, how do you do? That's what we do, right? We do how do you do? Ow. Yeah, so just said ignore me and then I moved the wrong way again. I apologize. What I thought we would do is practice the strokes and the designs together to remember like the different stages of each one, and then don't tell each other what we're picking. I might do a big sheet with all of the different stuff on it so that no matter what you pick, I'm demonstrating it right and showing it along the way and maybe sparking ideas, hopefully. And then you guys pick out 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you decide to choose, but don't tell anybody. And then we'll post them all. We'll post them all on Darcy's Facebook page and see what we all came up with. Because that would be fabulous. That would be fabulous. Oh, you know what else I have failed to do this evening, people? Beverage breaks. Beverage breaks are very important. Did I go shopping after you got off your live? No, Casey, I didn't, because I have no monies right now, but I want you to know that it is in my Amazon cart. Like, no, you know what? Those, oh gosh, what were they? The Foundry Wax. The Foundry Wax are on sale at Joann's right now. So if they're still on sale at Joann's, when I get some monies, they're in my Joann's cart. There we go. So I didn't technically go shopping yet, but I went window shopping. Oh, Casey was demonstrating a whole bunch of stuff. He was sort of testing supplies and you know, just playing, trying different techniques and stuff. And I decided I need Foundry Wax because it's really cool. Okay, guys, that is the plan. Oh, we kept humming at the same time. Oh, that's hilarious. I think it was just regular sale, but I hope it wasn't clearance because that means by the time I get around to it, it'll be gone. Is the Foundry Wax is it a canceled thing? I'm glad you showed all the different colors though, because I don't like silver and gold when they're like bright, obnoxious colors. I'm not a bright girls or bright colors kind of girl, but I like them when they look a little old and antique-y and you know, worn in. And the gold definitely looked like it had been a little beat up. Oh, thank you, Darcy. Yeah, you guys should check out Casey. He does lives, and he just pops on whenever. So if you catch him, whenever, he's just kind of hanging out and crafting, but he's got some cool techniques, and he shows off some really cool toys. I always find inspiration when I'm able to catch a Mr. Casey. All right, that is our show for tonight. I hope that you are ready. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. All right, well, I am going to get my grubby little paws on them because they were only $5 a piece. And I might just pick a couple of colors and try them out. I am so glad that you guys all hung out today. I'm sorry for what a scatterbrain I was. Or maybe I just felt like a scatterbrain and maybe you guys thought it was fine. But I am definitely discombobulated this evening. Let's hang out again next week and we will do dabbling and doodling how do you do style. Now there's a tagline. Good night, everybody.